Alright, so today we're going to be talking about a synergy. This synergy is very under the radar, and the importance of it in longer matchups is utterly insane. This synergy allowed me to continue my loop without losing a single bleed when I messed it up. Like, usually that is everyone's biggest complaint about Kraven, is that when you mess up a loop, you just cannot get back into it without losing all your bleeds. But this synergy allows you to do it, and I'm going to show you an example on my 159 Labyrinth Star-Lord solo. And also, it's just a very nice increase in like Act 7 matchups and any other matchups where they're a hero. And yeah, I'm just going to show you an Act 7 example, and then I'm going to show you the big example of why this synergy is super good in long matchups. So in the Star-Lord matchup, I took a bit of a different approach. Because I knew there was going to be a power race at the end, I decided to get some power before I throw my first SP1. So that's why I did it at 14 hits rather than 9 hits. So yeah, I threw it, but 14 hits got me a lot more power than it usually would. And so now we're going to go a little bit further into the matchup. Now this is the important point I want to talk about, and I think this is why this synergy is so good. So here I pushed him in, well, I tried to at least, and I panicked because of Limber. Limber really messed me up there, and I wasn't going to refresh my route on this. But thanks to me having so much power with the synergy, I was able to throw my SP1, get a new trap going, and then heavy him. So I maintained all my bleeds, and thanks to the increased power gain, I was able to get all my power back, so I can throw an SP2 and get back into my loop without losing a single bleed. That is why this synergy can be so amazing in longer matchups. Even in shorter matchups, this can happen, and I think it's just so great that you can have this to rely on. Alright, so now we're going to showcase an Act 7 fight. This is a Human Torch that has Vigor and Supercharge. So it's nothing crazy, it's just like a testing ground. So, look how fast we get to the SP1. We get it in 9 hits. If I repaired it, would have been 8 hits. So that is crazy. That's like a pretty big difference from the usual. I think the usual is 12 or 13. And so now we just get into our loop. We get some bleeds going. Not as many as I'd like, but it's fine. And it doesn't matter because he's going to be finished by the time we get into our second loop. Look right here. The bleeds just start to go a little bit crazy. We're at 13, now 14. And then just throw an SP1. Oh, they didn't have to do that. So that was 41 seconds. Very nice. Alright, so now we're going to do the no synergy matchup. And I'm going to deduct a few seconds here because the Human Torch is playing kind of weird in this match. But overall, it was still a pretty decent time given that he was playing very passive like that. So we're just going to get to our SP1. It took us 12 hits instead of 9 hits, so that's a difference there for sure. And then he throws the SP1 2 times, which caught me off guard, but I guess it doesn't really matter. And now we're into our loop. It's so hard to mess it up now. I think it's physically impossible to mess it up now at this point. So now we throw the heavy. He gets to 3 bars of power, but he's rooted, so he can't do anything. And yeah, the match is just over from here, to be honest. That didn't crit, so that was unfortunate. And yeah, that was 53 seconds. So I would say at best it would have been 49, 48. I think I did an attempt and it was 49 seconds, I think. But I didn't record it, so I had to redo it, and that's what the result was here. But yeah, overall, it does make a difference in X7 health pools, for sure. But it really is in Labyrinth where this synergy is just game-changing for Kraven. Because you can get out of your loop, get back into it, and not lose a single bleed. And it can happen in X7 matchups too, for sure. But it's more commonly happening in the Labyrinth matchups. But yeah, overall, I'd say the synergy is pretty substantial. It's very underrated. And yeah, I think that's about it for me.